Hello, and welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So today is the follow-up to Warped Tour Day 2. This video was supposed to come out earlier, but a couple things happened in its making. So we're here now, and we will get into it because it's a long one. All right. So the first band we saw was Travis, which was only partial because it was before a band that we really wanted to see started. So the bassist had the crowd move up to the stage, and he was really good at that. He was very good at getting the crowd engaged, so that was cool. And then he was jumping around the stage. The singer came out and was running around the stage before the lyrics started. There was a quick short feel in the lyrics, but it was definitely a shorter song. Obviously you want to start with a crowd engaging song, so that was a good start. After that, the next song was a little bit less instrumentally heavy at the beginning until the instrumental intro. And then I really liked the instrumentals. So then at one point, this lead singer went to the left side of the stage, all the way to the left, and there was really bad feedback, so he had to kind of come back. And then there was an instrumental drop for the pre-chorus, and then there was an alien that came on stage. So somebody dressed up with a green mask on and green gloves on came and was just jumping around. I really like that song. It was a good song. So then after that, they played California Psycho, and it was an instrumentally heavy start, really quick lyric in the verse. And then there was a shift in instrumentals. I liked the chorus, and I liked the bridge a lot too. They never stopped moving around on the stage, super fun song. They're just always kind of jumping and doing stuff, so that was really fun. After that, they played Loudmouth, which also had a short, quick feel. I loved how the chorus was sang with higher notes and then went into the lower ones. It was a really cool effect. The bassist was singing in the chorus, so I really liked that too. And then they went right. So then he went to the right side of the stage. So left side of the stage didn't work out so well, but then the right side of the stage, there was a little bit of feedback, but it wasn't as bad. So he actually was able to stay on the right side a little bit longer. So yeah, just interesting, the feedback. Okay, so then after that, they played a song called Shoestring, which had a less instrumentally heavy start with a short, quick feel to it. And then in the lyrics, the instrumentals came in full about halfway through the first verse. There was a big shift in the instrumentals leading into the chorus, which I liked. And then they dropped back down for the second verse. So yeah, really good song. Again, didn't know any of their stuff going in, so it was already a good set. But unfortunately, at that point, that's where we left because we wanted to go see Sueco. So yeah, it would have been interesting to stay and see if how their set ended, especially because, again, generally in true Warped Tour style, you save your most popular song for the end of your set. So yeah, that would have been a fun set to see in full. But we wanted to go see Sueco. There was definitely a start of recorded voices, very heavy metal start once he came out on stage. And then there was recorded female voices to start the song. It was there was just a heavy metal intro, which I don't think was actually a full song. And then when the actual song started, again, there was this female voice to start the song. I really liked the lyrics in the first verse. He let the crowd sing the chorus, and then he went back to back with the guitar or bass player. Couldn't see from where we were standing for the instrumental outro. So just a fun detail. After that, he announced that they were giving away a guitar at the end of the show if you went to a certain tent afterwards. Then they played Sober, which was really cool. I recognized the song. So that was fun. Less instrumentally heavy start, then full instrumentals for the first verse. Super fun to see live. He came to the barricade and let the crowd sing some of the words. I really liked the bridge. And then he had the crowd, so he was laying on his back and he had the crowd surf him out into the crowd. And then at the end of the song, he was like, okay, guys, you gotta push me back forward. So he was singing on his back, as he's being crowd surfed out into the crowd. So again, the next song had to start, right? Especially because you can't take that time on a Warped Tour because you only get so much of it. So he had to start singing the next song while he was still crowd surfing. But during that song, I really liked the transition from the first verse into the chorus. Again, you have that short, quick feel of the verses. He let the crowd sing some of it, had the crowd get down before the bridge, because there was a drop of instrumentals. So they did the bridge while everyone was crouched down, and then like after the bridge, everyone jumped up when the instrumentals came back full for the choruses. So yeah, again, just like lots of like crowd oriented stuff. So it was cool. So after that, the next song had a short, quick feel of the lyrics and then a drop in instrumentals. When the lyrics started, there was screaming right before the chorus. Recognized the chorus, liked the song, so that was a good follow-up for me. I liked the screaming because I thought it added like a cool element into the song. And then it definitely had a heavier instrumentals for the bridge, which, you know, usually it's the opposite, right? Usually the instrumentals drop, so that was a fun little thing. Then there was a drop in instrumentals for the lyrical part of the bridge. So yeah. So after that, he was like, okay guys, I have a special surprise for you. And he brought out a coffin-shaped board and to crowd surf on. And so in order to decide whether he was going to do it on the right side or the left side, he had the crowd cheer. So the right side cheered and then the left side cheered. Left side won. And he's like, guys, seriously, please do not drop me. And so he rode out on his belly. So he got onto the board on his belly and like kind of like swam out. And there was that super classic surfing music. I am not going to pretend to sing it because we all know I can't. But you know, like that classic, just like Wipeout music. Then he stood up on the board, which, wow, talk about trust, man. And then he was like, are you not entertained? Which is great, you know, always love that. So then someone in the crowd must have had nunchucks. So he took them and was like, you know, using them around and before he gave them back. But my thing is, so either someone let someone in with nunchucks, which is like a weapon, or they're like selling nunchucks at Warped Tour. A little alarming, but okay. But I didn't hear about any nunchuck related incidences at the show, so, you know, good on that person for not using them in a nefarious way. Anyway, so we had people holding him up on the board, stay, right? So like those people, unfortunately, were going to be holding him up for the whole song. And then he had the circle pit like around them, which again, like such a cool effect. So especially because like you had the drone view because you know, they had drones and they were showing on the screen, so like that was a cool picture to see. So anyway, there was a short, quick feel in the instrumentals. Really liked the start. I also recognized the song, especially come the chorus, so I really liked the chorus. He took someone's phone and then like took a video of him singing, and then he let the crowd sing part of the chorus when the instrumentals had dropped, and then he rode the board while standing back to the stage. So yeah, that was a pretty impressive stunt overall. Definitely super fun. After that, the next song had short, quick feel with pauses between the lines in the verse, which I really loved. Like I loved the pacing of that verse. Screaming in the verse, different vibe from the previous song, so that was interesting. And then he stopped in the bridge to split the crowd in the middle, and he was literally just like, okay guys, you're gonna get into the like move over, and then when the music drops, you're gonna just run back into the middle. So my personal nightmare, but fortunately I was not close enough for that to happen. But yeah, so that was like, again, it was cool to see, right? From the back, it was cool to see the entire, like, no one was in the middle at all. And then it just like, boom, got really, you know, back to the middle. So that was pretty cool. After that, he played Paralyzed. There's a quick short feel in the lyrics, but there's also a less instrumentally heavy start with only the piano. So then, the instrumentals came in for the pre-chorus, and then even more full for the chorus itself. Really loved the lyrics, and then he let the crowd sing part of the chorus and the bridge. So that was really fun. Super great set, really entertaining. Yeah, glad we went for the whole thing. So then, because we stayed for the entire Sueco set, we missed the first part of Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. So their first song that we came into was heavy instrumental beginning. The verse was like a bit more of like a talking than a singing. I liked the lyrics in the chorus, and I liked the instrumentals in the bridge. But yeah, so that was like an interesting one to come into because of the talking aspect. But yeah, so then he talked about how like you don't belong at Warped Tour if you can't accept everyone. So that was basically their message throughout the entire like banter or back and forth conversation with the crowd. So the next song was a slower song, and he announced it. He was like, this is gonna be a change. This is a slower song. Which, you know, sometimes you gotta do. It was instrumentally full, but definitely like less intense. It sounded honestly like they had kind of turned the volume down a little bit. I like the lyrics right before the bridge, and the chorus too, especially like towards the end. And then I really, really liked the last line of the song. So yeah, that was like a good slower song. After that, they brought a little girl and her dad up on stage and let them dance around on the stage. So that was cute. I did recognize the song. I liked the quick, short feel of the verses and then the screaming before the second chorus. So they have like two singers, right? So they have the lead singer, and then they have this other singer who does like the screaming part, and that singer is amazing. Like they are so good. And especially this comes into play later, so I'll get there. Okay, so then this singer was talking to the crowd, the screaming singer, and they talked about making a new album, so that's exciting. And so this song that they were playing is the first song from the first album, so they're making a new one, but this was like a way back when. So there was an instrumentally heavy start, but then only the drum part for the verses, and then the music came in. So then there was screaming in the chorus, and then there was like a nice breakdown for the bridge, and then a like quick build back for the choruses. So that was again, good song. I definitely didn't know it though. After that, there was a slower start with less instrumentally heavy. Very different vibe from the previous song, but it was interesting that they didn't announce this one this time. I loved the way the Mai was saying about halfway through the song, like in general. It was, I don't know, it was just a good effect. Definitely more instrumentally full. Those kicked back in. And like, interestingly, like it wouldn't have been my choice again. And I think it's because you went from a slower song and then you went from this like really like, you know, you announced that you had the slower song. So then you get back into it with another song that's not as slow, and then you get back into a more heavy song, and then you go right back down to a slower song. So I think I would have maybe kept the slower songs together in the middle and then played those heavier songs and got heavier as the, you know, the set progressed. Anyway, so then after that, they covered Blink-182, All the Small Things. So really great pacing differences between the, you know, Blink-182 version and their own. And so for the work sucks part, he was like, well, not my job. So it was funny. So he didn't actually say the words. He let the crowd sing that part, and then he was like, not my job. So I love that. I kind of just like that he loves his job. That's cool. So yeah, so I liked that. That was a fun little detail. Yeah. All right. So then they finally played, oh gosh, I literally can't even tell you the name of the song, but their most popular song that's on the radio all the time. Oh my gosh, I just looked this up the other day too. They let the crowd sing the first verse and the chorus, because as I'm like, okay, like when is he gonna come in and like save us, because we're probably not doing a great job. He is like taking his mic off and getting into the crowd, and so like a totally different woman came up and started singing the part that the lead singer should have been singing. But this is when the screaming singer came in. They were so good. Like, they made that song so good. And, yeah, like, again, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed. I was like, I just want to see the lead singer sing the song that they're supposed to sing. So that was a little disappointing. But then, when I posted on Facebook about it, somebody had told me that, apparently it's a hard song to sing, so he doesn't often sing it at his shows, or at their shows. So yeah, but the screaming singer, so good. They were amazing. All right, so that was the end of their set. Obviously, super glad they ended with their most popular song, because we all know who I am. So then, it was Bowling for Soup. They played like an intro song, and it was like, "Here Comes Bowling for Soup." So that was like a super fun start. It's just like a fun way to get it going. So there was instrumental started, and then the verse came in. I recognized the chorus. They let the crowd sing like every other line in the bridge. And then they stopped in the middle to say that they played for Disney for the past few days, but it's like great to be able to like curse and drink beer. And so the chorus is like the girl all the bad guys want. I don't know if that's the title of the song or not, but that was the main line in the chorus. So it's interesting. Again, like every band has their thing. And Bowling for Soup seems to be stopping in the middle of their song to say something or to do something gimmicky. So that was just like everything happens in the middle, and then they come back and finish the song. So then they started playing Oh Mickey, and then like that song that's like Come On Feel the Noise, and then there was another one, maybe two other cover, just like a quick little snippet of it. So it was like a little compilation of covers, and then went into their own song. And I liked how the first verse was sang. It got quicker, like at 2 points in particular, so I really, really liked that. Maybe it was High School Never Ends. That was like the lyric that stuck out the most in the chorus. I really liked the bridge too, so that was a good song. Then he talked about how this next song was going to be about Texas, because they're from Texas, but it's called Ohio, so, you know, gotta love it. Short, quick feel, and then there was only the guitar for and lyrics for like the first part, and then the instruments came in full during the first verse, because again, they like, it's the chorus, and then they have like a little transition, and then they go into the verse, and then they go back into the chorus, so that's that was what happened there. So then the lyrics in the bridge were funny, so I like that. Again, stopped the song, put his arms up, and made a joke about like, if your person next to you doesn't have their arms up, that means they have gonorrhea. And so then they were doing like hand clapping, and then they made us do jazz fingers, and then they made us do inflatable man. So that was fun. It wasn't just like clapping, it was a little bit more involved, so that was cool. But then after, so it went into a slow, instrumentally, less heavy chorus, and so that was fun. So they went into the chorus, had us do jazz fingers and inflatable arms after they like stopped and dropped again halfway through the song. So I like that. That was like fun little detail. After that, they played Almost. So the song has a short, quick feel of the guitar and drums. I knew the song, hadn't heard it in like a super long time, so that was like super fun. Kind of, you know, forgot about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this song is great. I really liked the dual lyrics before the breakdown for the bridge, and so it was just like a fun song to see live. So yeah, it was great. It was good. After that, they talked about like a pick that they had stolen from All Time Low, but it wasn't actually an All Time Low pick, it was another band's pick. And then they also went into the fact that they have a #1 theme song for a cartoon, and so they started singing the SpongeBob, but then they stopped. And I was like, they definitely didn't do the SpongeBob theme. But so they did Phineas and Ferb, so then they played the Phineas and Ferb. And so then they started singing just like platypus surfing, which was because someone in the crowd was wearing a platypus suit and was crowd surfing. And so they literally started just singing about that. So that was like super fun and super awesome. Just like definitely improv, like on the fly. So I really like that. After that, they played a song that had a quick short feel for the lyrics in the verses, which also continued into the chorus. I really liked this song. They then like shifted the pace for the bridge, and like even just the vibe overall. Again, they stopped. They stood together for like a picture opportunity, and like a kid came on the stage with like some like family members while The Darkness played. So yeah, that was like an interesting big gap of things. And I don't know if it was like a winner of a contest or something that got to take stages like mid-set, or take pictures mid-set on the stage. I'm not really sure. Anyway, then they did finish that song eventually. So then they were like, who's excited? Who bought tickets just to see us play Stacy's Mom? And they were like, well, it's not our song. It's Fountains of Wayne. But they sang it anyway. So they were like, listen, we're going to take the internet fame, even though it's not ours, and we're going with it. So that was fun to see. And then after that, so he said like something's wrong with his guitar. So then they talked about mental health awareness. So I think he was trying to get the guitar. I mean, I think he would have talked about that anyway. But yeah, so something was going on like behind the scenes. And saying that you're not alone. So then there was a slower start. I really liked the lyrics. Then there was only a guitar with the lyrics like to start. That's why I liked it. So like only the guitar started, right? Liked those instrumentals. Lyrics came in, only the guitar. And then they came in full for the second verse. So then the instruments faded for the chorus right after the bridge, but then came in full again. So again, I really liked that like full, less full effect. After that, they played, of course, 1985. Really fun to see live. Obviously, again, glad they saved it. Love when they save that. You know, just hearing all the references are super fun. And then they stopped for a few seconds when like the stop part came. They literally just stopped. So that was cool. I like that effect. After that, next stage over was Mayday Parade. Let me tell you right off the bat, their set was really good. So again, I know I've said this before in previous videos, but I have a history with Mayday Parade. And it's not a great one, right? I've missed them. I've had to cancel shows with them, and it's just been a bumpy ride. So this set was like so redeeming, and it was so great, and it was just awesome. So there was an instrumental intro, which I didn't recognize, but I really liked the pace change between the verses and the chorus, and then they had fog jets for the chorus towards the end of the song. So again, that was like a good intro. I just didn't recognize it myself. The next song I did recognize. Less instrumentally heavy, and then they came in after the first few lyrics. They had streamers for the transition between the first verse. So again, that was like a fun surprise, because a lot of times it's like, you know, towards the end of the song or at the end of the song that they have those, but it was just like, whoa, we haven't even started yet, and we are getting streamers. So that was cool. Then they had fog jets for the second chorus. Great bridge. Really love, like especially before the repetition of the line in the chorus that they maybe do so sorry. So it was a good follow-up. I really liked that song. It was fun to see live, and the streamers and the fog jets were cool. So then they went right into the next song. Great opening lyrics, and then the instrumental transition to the first verse was really good as well. So yeah, great follow-up, like so good. I loved when the second verse got faster, and then there were pacing changes before the chorus. So that was really good. Really, again, great follow-up. Loved that. So then they talked about how they'll always support everyone, and they played Piece of Your Heart. Such great lyrics. Really great song. Great follow-up. The lyrics in the chorus are so good. So that was a really awesome song to see. Then they had an instrumental intro for the next song that had a quick short feel in the lyrics, fog jets for the chorus. Super fun song to see live. The lyrics are great, and again, good follow-up. So now we have like 4 songs in a row, which were just like on point. The next song had short, quick feel of the lyrics, and then a drop in instrumental for a few lyrics before the transition to the verse. Again, this is like we play the chorus first, go into this first verse, and then the rest of the song. So I loved that. It was a good effect. Fog jets were in the chorus, and then there was a drop in instrumentals for the bridge. And then they came in like full with instrumentals, so that was cool. Again, I like the no instrumentals, yes instrumentals. I like the back and forth. The next song started with just the piano, and then the lyrics came in but it was a little bit less instrumentally heavy. I did recognize the song, and then more instrumentals came in during the verse, rainbow streamers and full instrumentals when the chorus started, so that was cool. Lots of fog jets for the instrumental bridge, and then the instrumentals dropped for a bit, but they came back in full. And then I liked the quick, subtle shifts in the instrument's intensity throughout. And then they let the crowd sing towards the end. It was good to see. So again, now we're like 5 in a row that were just like super on point. Not that the first song wasn't on point, but it was just like, you know, good song, great song, great song, great song, great song, great song. So there was a quick short feel of instrumentals in their next song, and then they came in more full halfway through the verse. Really liked that like quick short feel in the lyrics and the instrumentals in the chorus. Then they dropped out again for the second verse. I loved the part right before the bridge. Great song. I probably would have put it earlier if it was me, just because again, we had like that first song, which I didn't really know but loved. And then like probably would have put this song there, because then they had like awesome. So like it was like good, great. And then it's, oh, now you're just good again. Like it would have been cool to see like good, and then great, because of obviously their last song, like recognized it, their biggest, hit from back then. Let the crowd sing parts of the first verse. Great chorus. I like that they sang. So there were two singers in the verse, so I like that they both were singing. They let the crowd sing more in the second verse, and then they let the crowd sing the chorus, and then they had orange streamers after another chorus towards the end. So yeah, really cool set. They were so good. Their sound was good. Like it was a good set. The only thing again was that like second to last song I probably would have moved up a little bit. So then we went to go see Beauty School Dropout. Yeah, they were like a super fun band to see just in general. So the first song they played was Sex, Sex, Sex. So they had great repetition and instrumentals in the chorus. Again, great opening song, really engaging and energetic. They had the crowd sing the chorus. And then, so there was like a raised little drum stage. And then, so he jumped off it at the end. There was a less instrumentally heavy start for the next song. I really liked the intro, especially like I really liked the instrumentals, especially going into the chorus. So there was a short, quick feel in the verses, and then I liked the bridge a lot, and then there was like a good build back up into the chorus. So that was a good follow-up. Really liked that song. After that, the instrumental intro for the next song had this, like, again, short, quick feel to the lyrics. They had the crowd clap for the pre-chorus. Super fun chorus with like the oohs. Really love that. The music was definitely less instrumentally heavy for the bridge, but I did like the instrumentals, so they had good instrumentals for the bridge. After that, they had a less instrumentally heavy start and a quick short feel for the lyrics. Full instrumentals came in after the first few lyrics. Quick drop for a line, then back into full instrumentals. So I liked that. That was, again, cool. I like the quick drop and then back in. Loved the instrumentals in the chorus and the second verse. There was a quick pause, and then like a change in pace. And then after that, he flipped off the drum stage when the bridge went into the last choruses. Like, what? That's awesome. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then after that, they played City Never Sleeps, which had an instrumentally heavy start. Really liked the lyrics in the first verse. And then I liked the background yell in the chorus. And then they also had a drop in instrumentals for the bridge. So that was cool. Okay, so then they played a song. I want to say it's Daddies Don't Cry. I like the lyrics in the first verse. Overall, it had like a slower feel compared to the other songs. It was still instrumentally heavy, just slower. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. I definitely don't know if I personally would have picked that song, just because it's not my favorite of theirs that I've heard. But yeah, it was fine. Then they had the crowd clap their hands, and the next song had that, again, short, quick feel to it, especially with the lyrics and the instrumentals. Super fun instrumentals for the chorus. It was a fun song to see live, and I really liked the instrumental bridge. So again, like, now we're getting back into like the fun, like, more part. And then they played Assassin, which is the song that I know the best. So, again, the later it gets played in the set, the happier I am. Less instrumentally heavy start. Really like the song. Love the lyrics in the verses and the instrumentals and the lyrics in the chorus. Like the instrumentals shift in the second verse. Definitely made some changes to the bridge, so that was really fun. And then their last song had an instrumentally heavy start, heavier instrumentals throughout. I liked the brief pause in the second verse. I came to the barricade and crowd surfed while singing. And then at the end, they were just smashing their guitars. And I'm like, wow, people still do that, man. That's awesome. So again, really fun set. And then actually my sister and I went to go meet them afterwards. So yeah, so that was cool. So the next band we saw was All Time Low. Yeah, let me just see. Hold on one second. It was just... Okay. So I'm actually going to, before I go into All Time Low, I would like to mention Motionless in White. So we met beauty school Dropout, and then we got food. And so when we went back to the stage for All Time Low, Motionless in White was playing. And I was eating ice cream at the time, so I couldn't take notes, but I will say they had a really, really good set. They're definitely like a little heavier than I would have normally gone to go see, but they were really great. Like, so the first song we walked into was heavy, so it was a little like off-putting, but after that they played some less heavy songs, and it just like, he was like genuinely grateful. And like at one point he had like, so again, there's 2 stages, right? So there's a crowd for one stage and then the crowd for the other stage. And so he had everyone, he goes, no, come on, across the whole thing, like everyone put your hands up and we're going to participate in this song. And I mean, everyone did. And afterwards he like stopped the set and was just like, I like can't even express to you how much that meant to me. And like, you know, I will never forget that moment. And so I don't know, he just was really genuine and the songs were really good. And then it's funny because I definitely recognized the song. And then I texted my husband, I was like, do you know Motionless in White? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, you would have loved this set. Like they were so good. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that because they did come on before All Time Low, but again, I was eating ice cream, so unfortunately I didn't have the capacity to do both. But yeah, so they were good, and I honestly would probably go see them. So I'm curious, like, let me know if you saw them. Anyway, we really got to get going because we still got more. All right, so All Time Low. They had a recording sound play, and then they shot streamers right when the instrumentals came in. So again, fun to just have like, oh, that was surprising. Short, quick feel in the first verse. Really liked the music transition in the chorus. And then I just liked the lyrics in the chorus as well. Sounds like they maybe made some subtle pacing changes in the chorus, so that was pretty cool. Would definitely have to check that out. The second song had a short, quick feel for the verses. Really liked the song. And then I recognized it when the pre-chorus came in. They had like, okay, so you know, like fire jets, right? They go up. Okay. Well, they had like moving fire jets. So the fire jets went up and then they like moved back and forth. So that was pretty crazy. That was for the instrumental bridge. And then they did that again at the end. So that was like, whoa. The next song was a really good follow-up. I liked the second verse. I liked the lyrics in the second verse, and the singing for the less instrumentally heavy bridge. I really liked the repetition. And then there was like a little bit of screaming, I'm lost, like right after the bridge. So that was pretty cool too. So then the third song, they had fog jets for the instrumentals, intro, and then after that, the opening lyrics as well. I really liked the lyrics in the chorus and in the second verse. And then more jets after the bridge. Maybe this one was called Postmodern Anxiety. So that was maybe the lyric that was the most prominent. The next song I think is called Damned If You Do, Damned If You Don't. So that was fun. And then they had an instrumental intro, which dropped for the first verse, and then they let the crowd sing part of the first verse. Fun song to see, and it was a good follow-up. The next song was less instrumentally heavy start. There were more instrumentals when like the ooh came in. I liked how the verses were sang, and I liked the lyrics in the chorus. And then the guitar or bassist, again, I was too far to see, laid on the stage, and then fog jets for the instrumentals at the end. So that was pretty fun. After that, the next song, they talked about how Warped Tour encouraged them to be a band, and they said they wanted people to ride on an inflatable pretzel, because that was like going around, and they were like, yeah, but like someone's got to get on top of that and ride that to the front to crowd surf. So that was just like a fun little transition, and again, personal to that actual event. The next song was slower overall feel in the first verse, but then it got really fast in the chorus, or at least fast feeling in the chorus. I liked the lyrics in the second verse, especially the first half of it. The guitarist and the bassist went to give the drummer a kiss like on the neck. It was so like distinctly like strange, but also awesome. So then there was a less instrumentally heavy start with the lyrics for the next song, and then it came in more full halfway through the first verse, and then I recognized the chorus. Maybe this one was Backseat Serenade. That was the lyric that was most prominent in the chorus. I liked the instrumental bridge, and then they had a really great build up, like super fun build up back into the chorus. the next song was maybe Little Bit. It was a new song, I think so. It definitely had a heavier start. There were fire jets in the second verse. And then it went into, when the instrumentals got less intense. He was saying like, no, like give me more, because the instrumentals got less intense, and he was like, no, give me more. And then continued for the song with like full instrumentals after that. So again, that was like a fun little thing. I also don't know how I'm going to be able to back up and do this at the same time, so we'll see. I clearly got to work, everyone. So that was a cool effect. Oh god, I just have to flip the page over, and now someone's waiting for me. Oh no. The next song had a slower start. Oh dear, I'm too close. And they encouraged people to get on each other's backs. I really like the short, quick feel of the lyrics, despite the slower feel of the instrumentals. I really liked how the third verse, which I maybe the bridge, but I think it was the third verse, was sung. They had fog jets, and then they had like fireworks sparks, which was cool. So yeah, and then they went back to the chorus from the bridge. Maybe the song was Something's Gotta Give. So they said that this show was so big that he could show his mom and be like, Mom, look, we like made it. Like this show was huge and massive. So then they started playing, hey look Mom, I made it. And then they started talking about how that Brendan Urie, the lead singer of the lead singer of Panic at the Disco, was his hall pass. And he was like, if you're watching the stream, like, you know, please know that like I love you and that you're my hall pass. And then someone had a Patrick the Star sign that was like really like a risque image. And then he was like, no, wait, I changed my hall pass. Like, that's it. So again, like funny, like super engaging, super specific to the actual show. So that was cool. So then I want to say maybe they played Lost in Stereo. That seemed to be the line that was most prominent. Super great to see live. Short, quick feel in the first verse. Love the shift in instrumentals for the chorus. And then even within the chorus, that was really cool too. After that, I recognized the song immediately. Sleepwalking, maybe, I don't know. Great follow-up for me personally. Love the lyrics in the chorus. Super fun to see live. They had fireworks, like not just the sparks, they had like actual fireworks when they came back into the chorus after the bridge. So that was really cool. Then they had a song they did with I Prevail. So it was a short, quick feel in the verse. So the singer for I Prevail actually came out onto the stage. Really like the lyrics in the first verse, and then the shift in instrumentals back before the chorus. And then they had like a nice full instrumentals in the chorus. I loved the lyrics in the second verse. And then they had the moving fire jets, and they had the real fireworks for the bridge. Awesome. Great screamy at the end, which I'm assuming is the I Prevail part. Fantastic. Really liked it. So it was really cool. And then of course, like this is why you love Warped Tour, right? Because you get all these singers in one place and they can actually come and sing their part of the song instead of either being recorded or just sang by the other singer. So it was really cool. Really love that. So then after that, they played Monster. So again, fantastic follow-up. It had that like similar, like really like energetic vibe. Really wanted to see it. I know it's a little overplayed, but I love it. I love the second verse. Made subtle changes to the pacing in the second verse. Fire jets to get back into the chorus from the bridge. And then they had the moving fire jets right at the end. So good. It was really good to see live. Then they played The Weather. Super excited to see this song as well. So again, really good follow-up. Really great to see. Love the chorus of the song. Pace changes in the bridge. So it was just fun to see live. And then they said that they won't encourage crowd surfing, but it is fun. So they're like, yeah, just like definitely do it more. And then they're like, but we can't because it's dangerous. Oh, because they were like, guys, like we want even, like that song was crazy for crowd surfing. We want more. And then the whole crowd in the front was like, boo, no. And they were like, oh yeah, no, you guys probably don't like it because you keep getting like hit. And they were like, so we're not encouraging, we're just saying it's super fun. Then they talked about how live music is in danger a little bit. And that we should go find small bands and venues and buy tickets to support local live music. definitely has been on my mind recently about, being able to pay for tours and stuff like that. Anyway, so then they played a song, which was a great ender. They let the crowd sing. I don't know why. Maybe their like most popular song, I'm assuming, and I cannot think of the name right now. I apologize. They sing the second half of the opening. Inflatable men were inflated on stage, like the, arm men. They let the crowd sing part of the second verse. They threw a guitar at the keyboard player across the stage, and he caught it. So that was cool. Love the bridge, like love the bridge. Streamers in the chorus after the bridge. Great ender for Warped Tour, and then afterwards he carried the guitarist like a baby to the front of the stage before he walked off. Super fun band. Again, I know they're local to Maryland and that's where I live, so super fun. Loved it. Great set. Wanted to see the weather, wanted to see Monster. So yeah, it was just really fun. So then after that, it was a day to remember, and I'm not going to lie, it for sure was a partial set. I wanted to just and only see the one song I wanted to see, which of course, do you think I know the name of it? No. But it's the second most popular song of theirs on Spotify right now, and so I was like, they're gonna play it. I mean, it's just like classic Warped Tour. But then I was like, I'm going to leave because, I got to fly and then I got to go to work. And like, so it wasn't like I was trying to stay for their whole set. But man, what a set. Okay. So again, we left after that song came, but it came a while. So again, I can't believe this is already 40 minutes. All right. Name came up on the screen, and like that like famous like epic music came on. And then came fireworks, like legit fireworks at the beginning. Instrumentally heavy start with like da's, which I actually, maybe Downfall of Us, I feel like I've heard it before. They had fog jets between the chorus and the second verse, screaming in the second verse. Really liked it. Great first song. Instrumentally heavy at the end, and then fireworks and smoke jets at the end. Super fun, super like wow, right? That was a really good first impression. The second song had a less instrumentally heavy start, but more full and heavier right before the chorus. Really liked the instrumentals in the chorus, fog jets for the heavier bridge, and then at the end as well. They had confetti at the beginning of their third song with a less instrumentally heavy start. Short, quick feel of the lyrics and instrumentals. Really liked the song, and then it did get heavier at the end. After that, they had a recorded voice about like a boxing match, and then they had fog jets at the beginning, and then really heavy fog jets in the chorus. Like I was like, oh, like fog jets, and then I was like, oh, fog jets. Not my pick for a follow-up, so that was pretty low in the totem pole for songs in that set for me particularly. After that, they played Bad Blood, which had fire blasts for the instrumental intro, and then the instrumental drop for the lyrics. I really liked the first verse and the lyrics in the chorus. Then they had more fireballs in the chorus, and then a heavier bridge with fireballs. Ooh. Did you see that first time it went off? I was good. The second, not so much. All right, the next song had a heavy start. Really liked the part right before the chorus. Got heavy for the bridge. Good follow-up, and it was a bit heavier. Then they played Miracle, which had a heavy start, but then dropped for the verses. I recognized the chorus. I like the lyrics in the chorus. It got heavy at the end of the chorus to transition, and then dropped again before the second verse. There were fire jets for the heavier bridge. After that, the song was less instrumentally heavy start, slower song, but then built up to be heavy. They had smoke jets when it got heavy, and then got less heavy for the chorus. I liked the chorus, and then they had some more fog jets for the bridge. Lots of fog jets on this one. After that, they played All My Friends, and I am the biggest Our Lady Peace fan, and so I literally can only think of that song. I was like, oh, it's definitely not going to be an Our Lady Peace cover. It starts less instrumentally heavy. Really liked the first verse, and I recognized it. And again, I knew it wasn't going to be from Our Lady Peace, but I do like the song because I'd heard it before. There were fire jets during the chorus. Giant green and pink dragon came out, like a mascot came out onto the stage to dance around. Really liked the song. There was confetti during the chorus after the bridge. Good to see live. So I was like, okay, now I'm back. Like I'm back in. I wanted to see this song. You're not playing it yet, but at least there's a song I recognize. The next song had a slower start, recognized it immediately. So this is like their second song that I know, their second best. So glad they played this song. So great to see. Good follow-up. Love the bridge. Love the chorus. Screaming parts. So good. So I really like that song as well. The next song was maybe flowers. They talked about how lucky they are to have been part of Warped Tour and like giving their, you know, flowers to the appropriate people who deserve them. Instrumentally heavy start, then a drop for the lyrics in the first verse. I liked the lyrics in the first verse, and then I liked how the instruments in the chorus were. They got a little bit heavier for the bridge and then went back into the choruses. After that, they played the Space Jam song that was like recorded, and they split the crowd into the left and the right, and they had these inflatable basketballs in the crowd. And they must have had like a hoop somewhere on the stage, so they were telling them to make some shots. Less heavy overall. The dragon came back out. And then I was thinking, is it the mascot to Orlando's basketball team? Just because, you know, they had the basketballs, and I don't know. Please let me know if you were there and know, or if you just know Orlando basketball mascots. I like the repetition in the chorus. Then got a little bit heavier for the chorus, and then there were fog jets at the end of the bridge. And so it was funny because then they started talking, they're like, wow, they were like, we definitely need to only do this, like, they're like, we're used to doing this on like a smaller stage where the barricade is less far away and stuff, but you're like, but you guys were making some shots, so like, congrats. So that must have been cool to be down there like in that moment. So the next song started with some fire jets. It was a heavier song, more fire jets in the pre-chorus and the choruses. I liked the chorus since it was a little less heavy. And then it got heavy again for a quick second at the end. After that, they played a song that they said they don't play, maybe New Jersey Iced Tea. Maybe that's what it was called. Anyway, Crowd Surfer was on top of a Crowd Surfer. That's what they wanted. They were like, you got to have a Crowd Surfer on top of a Crowd Surfer. And then some people like actually did it, and they were, you know, they showed the camera, and it was like, whoa. The song had an instrumental intro with a less heavy first verse, and then I really liked the chorus. It was a fun song to see live, although I don't know that I would have liked the double Crowd Surfers on top of my head, but you know. Anyway, finally they played my song. Oh my god. So I wanted to see the song so bad. It was acoustic guitar. Hearing the Laws, like, it's so good. I think it's like If You Really Want This, or If You Really, I don't know. So great. So happy to see live again. And then again, we left after that. They had 2 songs left, but yeah, so then there was confetti for the last bit of like La La La's. It was so good. Like, it really was just so good. Yeah, but then we booked it out of there because again, I had an early flight and I had to go to work for the rest of the days. So, yeah. All right. So let's talk about this one. Oh my gosh. Lots of different bands. Like, it's so hard. I mean, there's just so much, like, you know, Beauty School Dropout was super fun. All Time Low was fantastic. Mayday Parade was on point. You know, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus was a little disappointing. Sueco was super interesting and super fun. A Day to Remember had its highs, had its lows. I honestly, like, I don't want to be that cliche though. I think I might actually give this one an 8.5 and stick with it this time, because while there were equally good parts, I think there was more things that I was like, this time around. So yeah, 8.5, fantastic sets. Really wish I had taken notes for Motionless and White. They were really good. Yeah, just like fantastic, super fun. Were you there? Did you want to go? What do you think? Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Also, thanks for sticking with me. I know it's a long time. Bye.